What's up guys, Houndish here. It is Thursday and Bungie offer a handful of updates for Destiny 2, so we did get a patch a little while ago. That's why the game was down, if you noticed it. We'll cover what's been changed there. Some of it is preparation for the dungeon at the weekend. And of course, Bungie also discussed that a little bit in the twit today, as well as offering additional updates, previews for content coming in the near future, and a handful of other things. So, if you enjoyed this video, do us a huge favor and hit subscribe if you are new to the channel. If you're not new to the channel, a comment below for the algorithm would super help us out. If you don't have any ideas, let us know your favorite Propecy blade crystal color and whether you've managed to find it yet. I'll be wishing you all good luck in response. Now though, let's get into the updates. First up, the patch notes for the update we had today. This is 9502. For Renegades content, they fixed an issue where the junk vendor in Tharsis Outpost could drop dozens of armor pieces at once. They've also restored this vendor's ability to drop armor pieces. I never even knew they could, as it got patched before I'd even realized. They also fixed an issue where Renegades armor could drop with much higher stats than intended, and existing armor that dropped with these out-of-band stat rolls have been adjusted so that their stat peaks are within normal ranges. So no more illegal armor, essentially, and that includes existing rolls of it, which I guess is unfortunate, but not really surprising, is it? It was kind of broken. Otherwise, they also fixed some things in the Equilibrium dungeon, but we don't know what they are because they're secrets, which is kind of funny, but I guess Bungie fixing things before it actually ships is a good thing, right? Can't complain about that. So that's the small number of patch notes for the update today. Next up though, we have an update from Bungie for those who love crystals. I'm talking about Propecy blade crystals, of course. Bungie say, thanks to your feedback, we investigated crystal drop rates and we found that the dark matter crystal Cyan drops far too low. It is meant to be rare, but not this rare. We're monitoring feedback and drop rates of other crystals, but so far, Cyan appears to be the only outlier. So they'll be deploying a fix which significantly increases the Cyan crystal's drop rate from exotic contracts in update 9503. That is next Tuesday on December 16th. Personally, I'm rank 5 with all of the factions in Tharsis. Maybe I'm doing something wrong, but I think I've only ever completed one exotic contract. I've only ever seen one of them, so I don't know if the actual crystal drop rate is the main issue or whether it's the contracts. You'll have to let me know down below, but nonetheless, it's a buff for that particular one, which is certainly nice. Then, as we get into the twid a bit further, right here, Bungie speak about the dungeon launching this weekend. So Equilibrium begins on Saturday 13th of December at the daily reset time. And they do say, in addition to the dungeon's new loot, completing Equilibrium during the contest mode offers special rewards. And if you defeat all encounters of the dungeon before the mode ends, you can claim the Heirloom exotic weapon, as well as the Dredgen's Descent emblem. So we can see Heirloom right here, looking pretty cool. That's the icon for the catalyst on it. And in terms of the emblem, actually a pretty nice looking one, if you ask me. Kind of reminds me of the Totality Division and the Dredgen stuff. I guess it's the colors, really, but that's a nice emblem for sure. There'll also be a base dungeon emblem, I believe. In terms of the disabled item list, which of course is important to many folks, to maintain the integrity of the race and its challenge, we'll be disabling the following list of abilities and gear during the contest mode. So initially for artifact perks, it includes anti-barrier sniper and kinetic rupture. Then on abilities, for the moment, it's Widow's Silk, which is the aspect for hunters. And for weapons, the Navigator exotic trace rifle catalyst. I'm guessing that is just the catalyst based on that wording. Otherwise, the refurbished A499 sniper, Uncivil Discourse hand cannon, so a couple of Renegades new things, as well as all volatile mods, will be disabled for the duration of the dungeon race. They can still be slotted, but won't have any added benefit. More items may be disabled prior to the launch of the race, and those participating can view the full up-to-date list at Bungie/disable. So there is a webpage for that. I'll keep you posted if anything else gets added. Of course, typically, they are only disabled inside of the dungeon itself, so keep that in mind and let us know down below if you'll be diving into this dungeon. There is some not swap clarification though here. And Bungie say, with the dungeon race going live in a few days, we'd like to clarify a miscommunication on the functionality of not swap. So the update 950 patch notes from Tuesday, December 2nd are accurate, and swapping ammo types does not trigger not swap. The December 4th twid has been updated to reflect this. So PvE not swap had its ammo type trigger removed, as well as its orb and special heavy ammo penalties. And the description has been updated to match the current behavior, as well as it mentioning changing the armor stat mods as being a trigger. So those are the specific rules around how not swap actually works. I know a lot of folks don't like not swap, which I understand, to be fair. Clearly Bungie have their own reasons for doing it, so you'll just have to give me your thoughts on those down below. There is a further update regarding Praxic Blade Crystal Drop details though. This is in relation to the dungeon itself. So early on during Renegades launch week, Eagle-Eyed Guardians were quick to notice the Equilibrium is home to an extra special prize, which is the Dark Matter Crystal Taken variant. So when set in the Praxic Blade, this crystal creates a beam of brilliant dark light and has a low chance to drop on fully clearing all encounters in the dungeon, and that includes on contest or normal mode. So the encounters do not need to be cleared in a specific order as they're independently tracked. And progress resets weekly and on each full clear. So it means players are not limited to one chance per class per week, and instead will be able to clear Equilibrium repeatedly in their search for the crystal drop. So there'll be some RNG involved in that. Also interesting, Bungie talk about clearing encounters in a specific order. I kind of wonder whether this will be similar to Desert Perpetual, where you can select which encounter order you actually run, or whether they just mean if you complete all encounters, across multiple runs or whatever on a given week, then it will count. Not entirely clear, but it at least gives us some expectations with regards to the Taken crystal for the Praxic Blade. So again, that's all of the dungeon stuff for the moment. Give me your thoughts down in the comment section. Next up though, Bungie speak about the dawning. So it's almost that time of year again. Abilita Eva Levante is heating up the cookie oven, which means that dawning is close. This iteration of the dawning starts on Tuesday, December 16th, and it's going to run until January 6th. So that will be a 3-week long event this time around, once again, which is nice. They talk about Snowball fight initially. So have you ever thought to yourself, gee, I wish I could throw snowballs at other Guardians? I'm in that camp. I actually worry about it a lot. Only joking, I don't. But ask yourself no more, regardless. This year, Bungie have a new Crucible Ops activity, which is Dawning Snowball Fight. So you can live out your fantasy of the most overpowered snowball fight of all time. No weapons, no abilities, just soft powder, and after a while a snowball super to one-shot your cool-headed rivals. So Dawning's getting its own Crucible mode, which is literally just snowball fight. That kind of sounds fun. And fun in Destiny in the context of PvP means how long until I get really angry at this thing, of course. Only joking, I never lose my cool, personally. Give me your thoughts about that. Do you want to play a snowball fight against other Guardians? I think it sounds kind of neat. Additionally though, Eva will make her return with a cookie cooking quest. So we'll gather edible ingredients and then acquire Essence of Dawning and use the cookie oven to bake tantalizing treats for the stalwart heroes you know and love in the tower and beyond. And I know that Archie the dog will get treats once again. They're also going to allow us to give treats to the Aeonian on Kepler at Caldera, so keep that in mind. That will of course though be one of the key ways that we'll earn Dawning rewards, on top of random drops. So Bungie say playing Portal activities will drop Dawning engrams containing exclusive weapons. That includes Mistral Lift, which is an adaptive frame void linear fusion rifle, Permafrost, which is the wave frame stasis grenade launcher, and Fimbulwinter Stitch, a new precision frame arc sidearm. So we got a couple of new weapons there, and the holofoil variants, as you can see, have this kind of frozen or frosty effect on them, which is nice. I do actually have a separate video on the Dawning breaking down all of the weapons and roles if you want to check it out, so I will link that down below. And really that summarizes the Dawning. On top of the kind of gameplay rewards, there'll be loads of cosmetics, there'll be an event track, typical event stuff for Destiny 2, and of course an opportunity for fun or outright anger and rage inside of that new Snowball Fight playlist. So personally curious to see what that's all about and give us your thoughts below. Lastly, Bungie do mention Equilibrium dungeon rewards for the Bungie store in the Twid. So this time around, it's a hoodie as opposed to a coat or a bomber jacket or the old raid jacket type things. So there'll be that, physical pins and all those kinds of things, which are in the Twid if you want further details on them. I'm now scouring through the blog to see if there's anything else of particular interest. There are some known issues and things listed in there. If there's anything you particularly want to check out, the Twid is linked in the description box. Otherwise, they confirm this is the penultimate Twid for 2025. So we get this one this week and then we'll get one next week. And then Bungie will go a little bit quieter, I suppose, until New Year. So share your thoughts on what they've discussed in the Twid today, guys. If you've enjoyed the video or found it useful, a rating would very much help us out on the channel. Be sure as well to hit subscribe and I'll keep you up to date with more content. But otherwise, thank you for tuning in and I hope you guys have an awesome day.